Alright, welcome to my new series of Banished. So, not a huge amount has changed since the last series, other than the fact that instead of using the Curse of the Golden Llama mod, we're going to be changing that out for the 1.5 New Frontier mod. Other mods that we had in the last series, most have stayed, a couple have gone, a couple of new ones. Let's have a quick look in the mods list. So I'll detail all the new mods that I've added. There's not actually that many, and I'll also detail the ones that have either been swapped out or taken away. So we had an all climates mod for the 1.4 version. That has to be swapped out for the CC Hot Crops, which is for the 1.5 New Frontier. And we've got some mountainless mines, so we can place them on flat surfaces. That's going to be coming in handy for this particular build. So yeah, we got rid of the SeasonFX mod. We were using that last time, and you probably noticed that sort of towards autumn it'd have an orange hue on the screen. That was like the SeasonFX slightly changing the sort of video processing on the screen. And yeah, there's a few new mods out that does a similar sort of thing. We're going to be using a green biome, I believe, for this. It was called greener environment on the mod list, but yeah, green biome. And that same mod author has a few other textures, just depending on what sort of map or what sort of build you're wanting to do. So we'll go into those in more detail as we play the game. Other than that, let's have a quick look. Yeah, a few sort of specific 1.5 mods from Kraljerg's Cave of crazy contraptions that I've added in. But again, yeah, as I see the mods as we're going through the game, I'll sort of point them out and let you know. As in the last series, there'll be a full list in the correct load order in the descriptions of all the videos. So yeah, enough waffle, let's crack on. So, right, what we're going to be using, well, yeah, flat plains, because for this particular mod that changes, you can see on this back screen we've got some pink trees. It's the design for the oak tree has been changed, it's a lot more like a cherry tree, and yeah, if you use verdant plains it won't come through, so we're going to be using flat plains. We're going to go a bit mental and have a very large map size, fair climate, disasters on, and starting conditions New Frontier. We're going to be using a specific map seed, so I'll just make sure I've got the right one in there. So if you're going to be wanting to use the same map, you will need the number 329893821. Okay, and the town name, well, obviously New Amsterdam. So from the name you'll probably guess that we're going to be going a little bit mod heavy with the a lot of overusage of the Canal mods. I did like it on the last series a lot, but we sort of got to use it a bit. I was just getting to grips with it myself, so yeah, it's going to be very interesting to use a very large map. And let's get into the game and I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Okay, here we go. So let's just pause this for a second, just so we can get all our windows up. That one. So yeah, you might have noticed that the start is a little bit darker than you would expect. That's because the sort of texture mod that we've got on adds a day and night cycle, so it's sort of darker towards the winter months and brighter in the summer. So it just adds a little bit of difference to the standard gameplay. And yeah, if you notice, let's just get our map down here. Yeah, if you notice on the on this particular screen, it's changed the seasons to specific months, so we can sort of see a little bit better as to the time of year. As regards our resource limits, let's max out logs, let's max out stone, let's max out iron. Fuel, we're going to leave on 500 for the time being, because we're going to need some logs to build with to start. Cereals can go up. Tools 500. I like to monitor the tools at the initial start of the game, just so we don't hammer all our iron. Feed can go all the way up to the top. With health, clothes and luxuries. Now, when you do this, just be aware that you get your funny running low on reports if you have if you dip below 5% of these values. So it can be a little bit annoying if you wang all these up at the start of the game, because you don't tend to get a lot of reports about that. But yeah, just ignore it. Okay, we'll get rid of this resource limits for now, and we'll bring it up as and when we need it. Okay, so 1.5. I haven't played this that much. I've had a little tinker with some of the new buildings, so I've got a rough idea of where to start, but other than that, it's sort of anyone's guess. Now, I've chosen this extra large map, my idea being that we could possibly fill it as one whole city. Possibly a little bit too ambitious, I know. I don't even know if my computer's going to be able to sort of run that. You can tell how laggy it was with 2,000 to 2,500 people on the previous series. So, but I'm just thinking, hey, what the hell? Let's just throw ourselves into the deep end and see what we can do. We've got one long river sort of running from top left, sort of cutting across the top of the map and just popping down to the right hand side. And yeah, a few tributaries that we're probably going to flatten off. So yeah, let's sort of get building. I'm going to try and introduce you to some new buildings as soon as we can, really. But yeah, a lot of the buildings need sort of high-end resources, or resources that are sort of at the end of a production chain. So I think the first idea is to try and start by getting as many different production chains on the go as possible, and to do that we're going to need some trading posts. So I'm thinking we should pull some trading posts in off this little river here. So we're just going to start with this little corner, do a little bit of flattening. Now we've got a new flatten tool. It's called the Flatten Power Tool. It works exactly the same way as the terrain tool, but you don't have to wait for your minions to come and remove the resources. So for example, if we do this, yeah, we didn't have to wait for those reeds to get removed before it would flatten, so it's a bit of a benefit. Just going to take a little bit more, and let's get rid of this. Now I'm going to try and flatten a lot of this river and just get it as many straight edges as we can, just so that we can get more buildings along and maximise our space. First new building I can show you is called the Foundry. So this will make, let's have a look, cannons, joists and iron statues. And yeah, really we're going to be wanting to put it in for the joists. We can no longer make joists from the blacksmiths, so we're going to need this building. However, we do need lumber to build it, so we're going to place it and keep it on pause, and then we'll build it at a later date once we've got a sort of sawmill on the go or something of that ilk. So yeah, let's throw that in. Nice looking building as well, I must say. You can see all like the flames inside the windows at the top. Pretty boxy, but industrial looking, you know. So I like it. Anyway, let's chuck that in. The quayside pieces as well, they've moved to this new menu here, and a couple more options. You can put these anywhere now pretty much, which makes it a lot easier for placement. We've got a three-way piece, which is just the same as a single. It's just for ease, I think, of putting long rows along. Got a new curved corner piece as well. So yeah, let's see where that sits. Yeah, okay. So we're going to put some quayside pieces in. Really, it's more just to help me line up with where I want to flatten off the edges of this particular river. So let's have a look. Let's put that one there. let's just unpause it so they appear. There we go. So you don't have to wait for these to be built. And then we'll line that up. Pop that there. Let's give it a bit of a spin around. So I'm trying to keep it on pause because I don't want all our minions hammering it down this side and starting to build stuff. In fact, we're going to need to put things on pause because yeah, I want to build some stuff first of all before we even get going, really, and then pause it up. And then I'm going to try and control where the minions go to and what they build first of all. But yeah, the main idea really is to get some canal pieces in and sort of run it up, going up towards our sort of native tribes up this end of the map, sort of closer to the centre, if you can see on the map here. So let's do that. Let's put a gate in, and now we're going to be going with the new style ×8. Spin it around. Let's chuck that in. And yeah, going to go back to our quayside. Take one of these new curved pieces, and I'm going to throw this in. Now, I've got to sort of eye this. It's never easy. More that way. Just going to chuck it in. And just see if we've done that right. Oh, now it's one out. Let's get it in right. And we'll get rid of that other piece. There we go. Let's try this again. So yeah, if you look at the canal pieces, where it's highlighted in red, that's going to be 8 across. But you've got to remember that there's another piece for the outside wall of the canal on each side, so it's technically 10 across. Okay. Yeah. Oh. What's in the way there? We'll get there. We'll get there. It's just I'm thinking if we can set this up correctly straight away, it's going to have like a knock-on effect of all the spacing going back this way. So it's sort of imperative that I try and get this right, and especially when you're playing with the power terrain tool, you've got to be very careful. So just going to flatten off there. Let's bring this across like that, and yeah, I might have to get rid of this canal piece actually, just so I can finish off this. Boom shanker, like that. Okay. Right, now, hopefully we've got our line across, which is going to give us the maximum amount of space. Let's get this in. Now we're going to need some trading posts, so let's throw a couple of those in. And yeah, I just want them pretty tight on. And I don't want the sort of animal pen to overlap into the water, so we're going to bring it right to the edge. So we'll throw that one in there. Let's give it another one as well. Some power trading down this end of the map. And yeah, let's do some more of the quayside wall. So, chuck that in there. And then we'll get another ×8 canal gate. I think it's gonna go there. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's going to be right. Let's just check where it sits. Yeah, it just sits one on, so that's going to be correct. Okay, we've just got to remember, as we're going along, to make sure that we pause everything. Otherwise, all our minions are going to be coming this side of the map, and they'll end up dying of starvation and things like that, so just got to be a little bit careful. Right, okay. Let's go back up here. See what's going on. Now, first things first, food is always an issue, especially when we're making our guys hammer it down, you know, further away from where they need to be. So, first thing we're going to put in is our trusty red ketchup fishing pond, medieval pond. So I'm just going to wang that up here. Yeah, just chuck it there because it's not going to stay. It's going to be a temporary measure just so we can get some food in. And let's mark that as imperative. Let's get to build that. Okay, let's pause. Let's get a guy in there. So we've got food straight away. Okay, no messing about. Right, so with these canals, I think I'm going to be wanting them lined too deep with roads. So if we remember, this is the canal piece, and we're going to have the underlined piece, and then yeah, so we're going to have sort of a double wide road going up the side of the canal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our power flattening tool, and I'm going to run this all the way up here as far as we can take it. This should be 100 by 2. Let's flatten that. Let's just keep going. Let's take it across here. Because what I want to do is give our guys an opportunity to cross these streams without being impeded. So we can get rid of this, and then what we're going to do is run a road just on this one side. It's going to take up too much of their time early on. Throw that in, but we also want them to be able to get down this side of the map at speed. Okay. So yeah, this first episode is going to be sort of more set up and see, and but then once we've got the sort of basics in, it can always be pretty slow to get banished on the go, but once you've got sort of 30-40 people, it becomes a lot easier. Okay, so we've got our road which they'll build. If we go down here, let's see how much room do we want to leave. Well, houses. We're going to need houses. Now we've got a number of different options here. One of the new buildings is new house buildings is called a salt box house. Let's have a look at that. Okay. So they're quite nice, yeah. Bit of a spin. You can have 2 colours, white or red. I think we're going to go with the red actually. Let's give it a more industrial feel. And we have this running down the side of the canal. So we're going to start. Yeah, I think here. Let's throw some houses in. Let's see, 1. Just got to make sure to change the colour back, otherwise it'll be a bit of a mix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going 5 houses to start with down this end. Now, what else are they going to need? Well, let's run a little bit of a road around the back. For now. And yeah, we're going to need tools, so let's put in a blacksmith around the back here. Again, just temporary. Yeah, let's chuck him here. And again, a little bit of road around the back, and we're going to throw in one of RK's sort of medical clinics, medieval clinics, just to add a little bit of health to the map. Okay, and because everyone's going to be down this side, we don't have to traipse all the way up there to get help if they need it. Okay, so what else? I'm probably forgetting something. We've got food. We're going to need food down here as well, aren't we? Let's get some more road. Let's see. Yeah, let's take this over here. I'm going to be trying to give everything sort of double roads around this section. It's going to be industrial, so we don't need it 3 wide. We're not going to be putting in sort of decoration down here. We're going to save that for other parts of the map. So, yeah, let's go back to our canal pieces. Times 8. How much room have we got here? Yeah. Okay. So, we're going to be using the medieval canal fishing docks and the canal, just the standard docks, and they act as, it says dock is designed as a decoration for your canal system, but it actually acts as storage as well. So yeah, in terms of food, we're going to be relying on a lot of fishing in the canals, which is going to sort of help us not to have any sort of starvation death spirals. So I'm going to put it in on this so that the actual dock is on this side near the houses, and yeah, just going to throw that in. Again, we're going to pause it. Are we going to pause it? Yeah, we're going to pause it for now. Let's just wipe away some of this road and put a bridge in. We don't really need the bridge as yet, but it's just so I can see where things are going to go and I can line things up a little bit easier. We're going to use the same texture of bridge all the way through, and it's going to be this first sort of wooden slatted one with stone edges. So I'll go in, give that a pause. So what am I forgetting? We've got food, it's already built and that's going to be getting produced straight away. We've got blacksmith, medical, and some houses. I think off the top of my head that's going to be it just for the time being. So let's be brave and throw the timer on. Oh, you know what, I've forgotten. Let's pause that. I'm going to wipe away some road. Let's just build more road before I wipe it away. I know it sounds daft, but what I want to do is get some stockpiles in down here. So I just want to see. Yeah, I sort of want to break up because I want the stockpiles in front of the trading posts, and that should be a gap of 11 hopefully. So let's have a look. Yeah, so we'll give it a 2 by 11. Don't need to be massive because we're still using the mod that gives us twice the amount of storage space on stockpiles and in storage as well. So we've got those stockpiles in now, and what I want to do, yeah, is just wipe away the road because we don't want to give them any extra work, you know, that they don't need to be doing as yet. We've got our stockpiles in. Let's wipe some stuff for collection. Yeah, let's try that again. Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. All our guys are going to start coming down here now. That's good. Let's pause a couple of these houses just for now. So they'll probably start by, yeah, you can see they're putting the road in, which takes time. So that's why I put the fishing pond in straight away. In fact, let's put 2 guys in here. So the last thing I want basically is for food to disappear. And as soon as everything gets built down here that we've put in so far, we're going to need to throw in a herbalist as well, because if we don't get that going straight away, you know, our health is going to drop down to sort of 1.5 to parts. So yeah, that in itself is imperative as well to get in straight away. Wood, stone, iron, I'm not too concerned at the moment because we'll get that from the map. As I say, there's a big block of stone here, loads of trees about, and yeah, that's what we want. So we want to get some stuff on these stockpiles, make it a bit easier for them to build down here. Let's pause the medical centre and the blacksmith, and let's throw a prioritisation over these 3 houses. Now these need, what, 11 of 44, so 44 logs, 14 stone, so not too bad. 39 is quite big for a build when you're starting straight out, so. But that's the sort of look I want. I want these sort of salt houses running all the way along the side of the canals, and we want sort of industry in the centre. So, and we're going to have yeah, fishing docks down the side. So we've got residences, food, work, everything in like quite a close knit area. So we're not going to be having to rely on sort of market stalls, things like that down here. Everything should just be on the doorstep. So yeah. Right, how are we getting along? So food, you look at food's banged up straight away, that's what we want. Yeah, so you're just putting this road in really, we didn't need to maybe take it up that far. But, yeah. Okay. In the interest of saving time, I'm just gonna flip it so you can see once these 3 have been built. Okay, so we've managed to get one house built. It's taken them a little bit longer because obviously they've got a bit of a trek to get everything down here, especially with all the resources that we started the game with up here. Now we're being told at the moment that we're running out of produced goods capacity. That's because the fishermen are going a little bit mental. So let's put some storage along the canal down here. Let's bring up our canal mod again, ×8 at the canal dock. And I just want to make sure it's sort of on the same side as all the fishing is going to be, on the sort of residential side. And yeah, we're going to chuck a couple in. Now as you can see, when I click on the fishing dock, if we put another one here we should have enough room. And the sort of standard that I've found works the best is sort of 1 fishing dock, 2 canal docks in between, and then another fishing dock on the side, and that should just give the best coverage. So let's again run a prioritisation over this. Both of these actually. Come on, get them built. Let's take one guy out of here because it's food's going a bit mental and it's causing us to struggle with storage. So, I mean, it's not a big issue having 4,000 plus food straight away and then moaning, but yeah, we want to get these built. 10 or 15, come on, nearly there. And yeah, I like the way on this new texture mod they've changed the oak trees to the sort of look like a cherry tree, so it just adds a little bit of difference to the landscape. They've also changed the textures of the grass. You can see it's a little bit different, and yeah, sort of the same along the coast. Just made it a little bit nicer. So yeah, give us a little bit of a different look. Okay, here we go. So we've got some storage, as you can see. They don't hold a huge amount, but it's hopefully going to take the pressure off now a little bit. We want this house being built, really, don't we? So we haven't got any stone, so let's prioritise picking all this stone up. Come on. Let's Yeah, unpause these 2 houses as well. There we go. Okay. Yep, they're getting on with it now. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so yeah, basically we just wanted to get the start of the game set up, introduce you to the new series, and we've got a few houses built, so we're going to have some people down this end. I think we're going to leave it there because I've been going on for a while now, and to be honest, subject to a lot of editing, I have no idea how long this video is going to be, so we'll leave it there, and then when we come back, we'll just crack straight on, and yeah, start extending these canals down, and then yeah, filling in with industry. So I'll see you in the next episode.